Hey everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we have Marvel Legends Rhino from the Spider-Man retro line. It comes in that awesome retro style packaging and it's massive for the Rhino. And then on the back, we do have some read-up information. Here's a close-up. Go ahead and pause if you'd like to read it, but let's get the Rhino out of the package. Straight out of the package, Rhino comes with a pair of fist hands equipped, and his balance game is on point. We also get a pair of gripping hands. We got the traditional grip hand that's actually big enough to cover Spider-Man's head, and this is Pizza Spidey. And then we got one that's like a trigger finger, which I thought was a little bit unique. It's like, why would you give him a trigger finger? But at least there's sort of difference in the gripping hands. The Rhino comes with the alternate head with a closed mouth, very stern looking, I'm gonna hurt you type of facial expression. And that's where this Build-A-Figure reuse shines the most. They put a lot of love in these head sculpts and they look amazing. The paintwork, the sculpt work, they look so good. I mean, even the whole Rhino head having that glossy eye and everything, it's a major improvement compared to the original Build-A-Figure. Here we have an up-close look at Rhino, and he has that gritting teeth head sculpt equipped in the package. And again, the head sculpts are great. The whole figure is pretty much the reuse of the Build-A-Figure we got before, just with new heads and interchangeable hands. Again, the head sculpt is phenomenal. We got some gray shading in the trap area. You know, the chest, the sculpt work is great. Just, you know, sporadic gray spots and shading throughout, you know. Looking pretty good. When you look on his back, we do have, you know, the shoulders that are getting the shading, and yeah, that's about it. Because when you go the rest of this figure, it's just gray plastic. Like, they didn't continue any of the shading from the shoulders like they did on the front. Like the front, you have the dark shading patches that go throughout. You got some on the thighs, got some on the feet. The nails are painted on the feet, which is good, and even his fingernails are painted. But I don't understand why Hasbro skips over painting portions of the back, because it's like you're right there. Why not just continue with doing the job? In case some of you are not familiar with this articulation on this Build-A-Figure, we're going to go through it. His head is on like this disc joint that he can look down that far. He can look up that far. So some good movement there. You know, he can look left and right, pretty much like so. That's about it. No attitude or anything like that, just because of how the head is designed. His arms can't do a full T-pose. They get hit by his, you know, musculature up here, so it sort of hits and it stops. So those are disc hinges. They can go all the way around. We got the bicep swivel, single jointed elbow. No pivot at the elbow or anything. So that's as far of a bend you're going to get on that elbow. Wrist rotation. There is wrist bend as well in here. Now, abs. He can crunch down like so. I wish they would have just like retooled the Hulk buck and gave us that type of articulation with this figure. I feel like that's what should have happened. But even though they didn't, this is still a nice looking figure compared to the Build-A-Figure. But yeah, that's as far forward as you're going to get him crunched. And then going back, yeah, he only gets one click forward and one click back. So that's as far back, but it more so puts him straight up. Okay. That's crazy. Like, yeah, one. So he doesn't even really have a click back. That's like standing straight up. He has a click forward. That's crazy. And then he has these ugly bookshelf hips when he does that waist swivel. And then one pass I did give on him is he has the balls here. And how the hip is, it sort of blocks it, which is okay. But he could do the splits this far. And, you know, he could do a Spartan kick. Single jointed knee. So that gets a good range. And then we get the ankle bend and the generous pivot. Just like I said at the beginning of the video, his balance game is on point, and that's one thing I like about this figure. I wish he could hunch down just a little bit more on the ab crunch area, but he does balance on one foot. Now, you definitely have to position him where the bookshelf hips are sort of hidden a little bit, so you got to angle them just right, where they're not as noticeable, because they are a little bit of an eyesore. But again, the fact that this big old figure, because of his feet and everything, he can hold poses really well. This Rhino figure is definitely, in my opinion, a must-have if you're trying to keep your Sinister Six all set up. You got to have a really good Rhino, and right now, this is it, in my opinion. If you have the build-up figure, you're still probably going to want to get this one because the head sculpt is really amazing on this one, and you can just have a lot of fun with it. For being a retro carded figure, they definitely did this reuse of a Build-A-Figure justice. I'm enjoying it. I do not have any regret investing into this. It is a fun and really badass looking Rhino. And that sums up my unboxing and review of Marvel Legends Retro Card Rhino figure. If you guys are enjoying my content, go ahead and hit that like button. New to my channel, hit the subscribe button as it helps the channel evolve and grow. Hit the silver bell notification if you want to know when I post up a video. And make sure you guys check out Toyco Toys and Collectibles. Their information is down below, along with the Facebook pre-order group. Join up. It's free. Allows you to stay in the know with a lot of the collectibles, especially the imports like your SH Figuarts, your Figma, Mafex, 1000 Toys, Storm Collectibles. Join up and stay in the know when it comes to those, because you do not want to pay the secondary market pricing for imports. It's ridiculous. But most importantly, I want you guys to have the best luck hunting. Keep on collecting. Have a beautiful day.